What's going on, guys? On today's vlog, I'm actually going to be changing out my headlights. I already started the process. I kind of wanted to do it first just to see how it would look and how it would turn out, if the wiring and everything was good, but I just tested it out now and everything checks out good. So let me just kind of break it down to you guys what I did so far. Okay, so the very first thing I did, I disconnected the connectors for the retractors, meaning the pop-ups, the motors for the pop-up. The reason why I wanted to do that is because I wanted to pretty much recreate the sleepy eyes look that a lot of people are running. Did not want to run the OEM headlights anymore, but instead I wanted to run this. So as you can see, obviously I already took out the whole assembly. It's sitting right there. So pretty much I'm not going to be running the OEM lights, and I'm not going to be running the frame around it. But however, I am going to keep the inside housing that was being held on by, or those four corners that were bolted onto these four corners. So anyways, I'm keeping this. I just tested out the wiring to see which one was high beam and low beam. So apparently, for those of you who are trying to do the same thing, this is ground obviously, and then the top is low beam, and then on the left is high beam. And there is a relay, I believe it's here, one of these, or in the dash somewhere, where it'll allow you to go between low beam to high beam within the same bulb, which is this guy. But however, I am sacrificing high beam. It's not like I'm using it anyways, but it's something even on my WRX I wasn't using anyways, so it all works out well. So now these are actually really bright, and I'm really happy with how these turned out and how they look. But it's a matter now of how to mount them. So kind of had an idea, kind of propped it up earlier, but I'm gonna be pretty much tucking all the cables inside on the back because there's space, and sort of like this but more organized. And what I'm going to be doing is cracking this headlight down a little bit, so like either halfway or a quarter, and then have this kind of just probably tilt up a little bit. That way when this part goes down, this pop-up part goes down, this would kind of like rotate itself to go flat, if that makes sense. So that's kind of where I'm at right now with this side of the headlight. I'm going to be repeating literally the same process on that side. I have like a bunch of L brackets and stuff. Gonna see how to pretty much like custom fab and mock up that light right there. But just something I always wanted to do with pop-up lights, and I'm really glad I'm able to have the opportunity to do it right now. I might do the exact same thing with the FC as well, but we'll see how this turns out with this first. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and see what I could do with these brackets, and I'll get back to you guys. Alright guys, so final product. I'm super excited with how it looks. But look at that, guys. So I was able to get it to work with the two brackets that actually came with this specific LED bar, and I'm gonna link them down below in the description exactly which LED bar that I bought. It's actually from Amazon. I believe it was around 30-40 bucks for the two of them, so super worth it. But I was able to pretty much use let me show you guys here. These two brackets, these two black L brackets that came with it, along with the hardware as well. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to use the long bolts, which I kind of had to use for this side of like the mount of the headlight, because there is that gap. I might fix that later on, but for now it works. It doesn't look too bad, but I'm really happy because if I ever were to run this as like a normal pop-up, it still clears, so it doesn't interfere with this at all, or like the insides. But I mean at the same time, I don't think I would be doing that either, because if I were to pop this up normally, like when I turn my lights on, this would be like angled up super high, which is not an issue. I can always adjust with this guy right here. I just loosen this and I'm able to, like, you know, just bring this up and down as I please. But for now, the motor for the pop-ups are going to be disconnected, and it's gonna look like that. So I'm super excited. That looks really, really good. I'm gonna go ahead and start on that side as well. But yeah guys, it's looking good. I also want to show you guys how it looks, like how bright it is. I'll go ahead and turn that on real quick, pardon my mess. So you guys can see it's pretty bright. I forgot what lumens they are, but it's supposed to be for off-road lights, like on Jeeps and trucks, but they look really good. Pretty happy with how they came out. So it's just a matter of, I'm not even gonna bother to change these lights out, maybe for now, but the whole goal is the front bumper is gonna change, hence why I didn't change out these lights yet. But I mean, compare the difference, the OG headlights versus an LED bar. Alright, so before I continue, I just want to show you guys what I did pretty much on that side. But for wiring, there's going to be 3 connectors. Like I said before, one is ground, one is low beam, and one is high beam, which is this guy. So I blocked off the port that is on the side just with electrical tape, and I used a male to a female connector for the LEDs. This is super straightforward for how you need to wire this up. I mean, it's only literally a power and ground cable. But yeah, so that's pretty much good. I'm just gonna wire tuck everything in the back, and then for the mounts, just pretty much same thing like I said on that side, but gonna have to probably slightly Dremel this bottom part, which I had to do on that side, but the reason is because when I throw a bolt on this side, the head of the bolt is gonna be interfered with this, and just because I have to have it exactly in this spot, that way this guy can sit kind of like that, like on that side. But gotta do what we gotta do. I'm just really glad I'm able to keep this black housing inside as a support bracket or a support mount for this guy. But yeah guys, pretty straightforward. So I'm gonna go ahead and go through that and just show you guys how it looks in the end. Alright guys, so I'm pretty much done. I just noticed something. So I got this side done and that side done obviously, but I didn't realize that I could still use the stock shroud, the headlight shroud. So I slapped it back on and it actually works. I just can't use this side due to me taking off one of these guys, and as well as the bottom here, because I have the other bolts, which actually technically I could take this bolt out and then roll it through, and that way this guy can pass through for the bracket. So it could work technically, but I mean 2 is good enough honestly. But I didn't think, actually that looks really, I actually like it better with this on, because it provides quote-unquote more protection for the wiring in the back, but overall just, I mean, fills the space up. So gonna go ahead and roll it down. So I'm gonna have it sit around there, but I'm gonna go ahead and test it with the light on real quick on that side as well. Alright guys, so this is with both of them closed exactly to the height that I want. How I measured this is actually, I mean I could obviously use a tape measure, but if I'm like, you know, at a show or a car meet, whatever, quickest way to measure it, I just use my fist and make sure that it's like nice and snug between this like black part of the shroud of the headlight to the bumper. And if it's pretty snug, then that's like the right height. And also the angle of the lights they're gonna stay, I'm not gonna change those. And same thing with this side with my left hand. So if it fits nice and snug, and it is, then that's the correct height. So overall, from a side, from the back, I really like it. It looks good. It's a nice like black background thing to it. Looks aggressive. definitely a nice touch for sure. Really like how that came out. Alright guys, well that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions on the install, please message down below, and I will, like I said, put the link of the product down below in the description. But otherwise guys, that's pretty much it. I will catch you guys later, and I'll keep you guys updated as always. See ya.